supercars like the new Aston Martin Vanquish deliver comfort in several different guises, the least important of which is the one that matters most in a Rolls-Royce, Mercedes or Ford Mondeo. This is never to suggest that noise refinement, cosseting seats and ride comfort aren't crucial in any new Aston, they indisputably are. But having driven the new Aston Vanquish, it's clear true supercar comfort comes in a tightly wrapped parcel containing high-speed stability, quick and uncorrupted steering and top-class levels of grip, chassis balance and brake retardation, all of them deployed through quick-acting and easily modulated controls. With these advantages, a reasonable driver feels able to use the car to its potential. Without them, it becomes fundamentally slow, whatever the power. Aston has always been good at chassis development. Here we have an ideal front, mid-engine coupe with a slight rearward weight bias, midships seating for the front occupants and adjustable double wishbone adaptive suspension. The new Aston Martin Vanquish has its 565 bhp 6.0-litre V12 lowered by 19mm, and the overall result is their best road-going big Aston yet. It betters even the 177 at a fraction of the price. There is no hiding that its proportions are almost exactly those of the DB9. The aluminium box section VH platform is now in its fourth, and most changed, iteration for the Aston Martin Vanquish. Aston has enhanced its muscles and haunches, provided it with a rear end shape that excuses the need for a spoiler and given it a set of aerodynamic carbon fiber blades. The new tailpipes are beautiful, and so are the carbon fiber side sill extensions. The typically Aston Martin side vents ahead of the front doors are rethought and beautifully expressed. But the turret and window shapes tell you that this is still fundamentally a DB9. When you approach it to drive, the Vanquish is the most welcoming of cars. The butterfly doors open not just outwards but also upwards, away from any curb. They are long but not particularly heavy and will remain open at any angle, aiding access. The interior of our red test car was trimmed in high-quality tan leather, and a glance at the options sheet, £20,000 worth of those, showed why this cabin was so easy on the eye. You pay extra for the 177 steering wheel, the heavyweight carpet, the herringbone carbon fiber dashboard, the seat and shelf quilting, the carbon paddles, the reversing camera, the carbon fiber exterior roof panel and lots more. Outside, you've got optional 20-spoke forged 20-inch alloy wheels, with another grand or so spent on red brake disc calipers. Such inflated prices can easily damage my initial good feelings and its cockpit, especially when I noticed that, as a customer for this £190,000 car, I'd be slugged extra for a reversing camera and more to upgrade my alarm with volumetric and tilt sensors. The argument goes buyers of cars like these don't notice an extra £20,000 on top of the purchase price, but it made me want to know what an Aston Martin Vanquish would be like without any options fitted. As you slide into the elegant, low-set bucket seat, it's obvious Aston's engineers have worked hard to provide more room. The fascia still has a prominent center console, but it looms less than it did in the DBS and carries more design sophistication. The ancillary controls have been refined and simplified into easy-to-use, well-labeled buttons. The door panels have been reshaped to allow more elbow freedom and there's more footwell room. It's more driver-friendly and sets a convenience standard that few in the £190,000 bracket meet. At the base of a switch panel in the 177 steering wheel's vertical spoke are two well-identified buttons, one to adjust the suspension, normal, sport and track, and one for throttle response, exhaust note, gearbox regime and steering effort. Push the glass key into its central holder to start the engine. It bursts into life with a rather unnecessary, testosterone-driven blip. Select first via the 6-speed automatic gearbox's long travel fixed paddle on the right and the car burbles smoothly, moving fluently through its gears even if you're changing at 2,500 revolutions per minute while the engine warms. This is a consummate demonstration of the refinement of a top-class normal automatic, better governed than ever by new aero electronics for even faster gear shifts and quicker paddle responses. In its new double variable valve timing form, Power climbs from 510 bhp in the DBS to 565 bhp, while 457 pounds-feet of torque is available at 5,500 revolutions per minute. And this in a car 60 kilograms lighter than recent iterations, at 1,739 kilograms, ready to go. Small wonder that the top speed is 183 miles per hour and the 0 to 62 miles per hour sprint occupies 4.1 seconds. Its claimed average economy is a reasonable 19.6 miles per gallon, but its emissions are a significant 335 grams/km of CO2. Driving the Aston Martin is easy, but far from trivial. It's potent and feels special, but also very intuitive. You sit low, sighting down the long bonnet, and when you squeeze the accelerator or move a paddle, you get exactly what you're expecting. Hundreds of hours of refinement have gone into this car, and you feel their result in every single driver movement. From a sudden application of full throttle, you get a rapid response from gearbox and engine, whereas others in this bracket take thinking time. To a gentle halt, you, the driver, decide how much the nose will dive and how quickly it will recover. It feels fast, if not quite as explosive as the pricier Ferrari F12, the Aston's nearest rival. The Vanquish's precision itself on an ultra-smooth road, where despite its size, you can understeer or oversteer it at will in corners up to about 60 miles per hour if you overcook it, and faster going into the corner. The stability control will come to your rescue, unless you've managed to wash off enough speed with the mighty carbon ceramic brakes, for which you don't get charged extra. This feels a big car for a circuit, but once you get into a rhythm, it is a match for some much more track-focused cars. The Aston Martin Vanquish's real party trick might not be recognized by every buyer, its awe-inspiring composure over rough and difficult back roads. You sit there, cosseted and supported in the bucket seat, making tiny staring dabs merely to follow the road, not, as with others, to compensate for suspension movement. This is the version of comfort I was talking about at the start. This Aston stays magnificently flat, resisting pitch and roll rock in a way that is highly unusual for any sporting GT. Aston Martin has built a car that's truly designed for British roads, and if supercar buyers value such things, they will laud the new Vanquish above all for this. Click here to see the new Aston Martin Vanquish in action versus its predecessor.